Alright folks, we have returned, and it's now time to start case number 6 of the conspiracy. It's the final one in Fairview. Hear My Cry. Oops. And let's find out if Gloria is on. Gloria meets a grim fate. Matthew and Gloria pose as bait for the Rocket Cow killer. We didn't intend for her to get kidnapped. It was supposed to be an easy operation. Have Gloria fake a fight with her son, then wait at the drive-in and hope to lure the killer there. Considering the Rocket Cow killer's MO so far has been to induce heart attacks with a deadly mix of Rocket Cow and amlodipine, I hadn't expected them to be a direct threat. But clearly Gabriel was right when he said the serial killer might become unpredictable if they felt cornered. I thought giving Gloria a tracking device would be enough to keep her out of trouble, but the killer must have found it, because we haven't heard a peep from it in hours. Matthew, I've got a faint signal coming from Gloria's tracking device. Thank God. Please tell me you've got a precise location. Yes, the killer's taken her to the woods behind Fairview High School. The killer's got a hideout behind the school? Matthew, we need to go there now.
I'll send Rita over to take you in. Thank you. Well, how's George?
Well, we can find him. Best thing you could do is stay
It looks like Gloria is going to be okay.
I thought I wondered why I took this case.
Well, the question had crossed my mind. And it's fairly obvious that it crossed yours too.
Trickery and deceit. Joe Quill did a guilt number on my friend. Talked him into handling the case for way less than our usual fees. And then he told me I'd pay. As a token First Nations partner. We were only too glad to take it on me.
I can see where it might have a certain PR value. Indian warrior goes home to save his people.
I'll tell you, my hair is getting long. I really need to cut it.
Anyway, I got a half a dozen big cases pending. All I want to do is get this over with and get out of here.
Coming home can sometimes open old wounds. And now you're reminded that you don't quite belong in this one either.
Says it pretty well. Mom died when I was 5. Dad was an alcoholic. He was never around much. Joe, come on now, let's
Well, no wonder he wanted to see you again.
For a card. Oh, there's Gloria. I see her in the crime scene.
Dad died when I was 17.
Ooh. And we have to treat her as a suspect, too. That's not good.
Do I detect just a touch of that?
Just.
Here we go. But I'm sure that Gloria is not the killer. Gloria! Thank God! Thank God, Matthew, she's alive! Gloria, are you alright? My wrists hurt, and there was a dead body. Yes. Do you have any idea who that man is? He looks familiar, but I can't place him. No, I was knocked out. When I woke up, I was in chains, and he was there dead. I can't believe that could have been me. But thankfully it wasn't. Matthew will get you out of these restraints in a second, Gloria. For now, sit tight. Matthew, the way our victim's clutching at his chest, there's no doubt he had a heart attack, like the Rocket Cow killer's other victims. And you're right. Whoever the Rocket Cow Killer is, we already know one thing about them. They're good with chemistry. That's how they came up with their lethal mix.
And when you smoke sausage is crafted with care.
Alright, let's have a look at those plastic pieces you picked up, and we still need to get poor Gloria out of her chains. The killer won't escape us this time, Matthew. Well, already, we're gonna get the first clue.
You save more with $0 copays on select plans.
I need to get some stars. Sit tight, folks.
So no matter where you go, or who you are, it's worth the trip.
Okay, I got 8 stars. Plus I'm a little short on time, so I gotta get this over with as soon as I can. Julian Ramis. Matthew, this is Julian Ramis' driver's license. Wasn't the kid suspected of the murder of Vicky Lopez just earlier today? And now his license ends up next to another random box. Oh no. Matthew, I've just realized. Our victim, I knew he looked familiar. That's Edward Ramis. He's Julian's dad. You remember him, don't you? He and Julian were both suspects in the murder of another kid way back when, and Julian was charged with the murder. He got a year in juvie. I didn't expect to see Julian so soon again, and now I have to announce his dad's death to him. Let's go break the terrible news, Matthew.
Was in Shipley's own gun shop. And then look at the record on his head. Making it the task of 11 years.
Julian, thank you for coming. I'm afraid something terrible has happened. Your dad. What about my dad? Did he come see you? Did you explain to him about how I'm going into counseling? Because he didn't believe me. No, that's not... Seriously, that guy's such a stick in the mud. He got so upset about me selling pot, he tore my license to shreds. Said I didn't deserve to drive. Julian, listen. Your dad was murdered. What? We found him in the forest. I'm afraid the Rocket Cow Killer got him. What? My dad's dead? But... Oh God, the last thing I told him was that I hated him, and now I'll never be able to take it back. We see some terrible things, but I still think the worst part of our job is having to tell a child that their parent is dead. We need to catch the Rocket Cow Killer before they kill another kid's parents. I agree. Up until now, the killer had never felt the need to abduct anyone. It's clear they're getting nervous and acting brashly. They know we're onto them. We just need to figure out our next step. Great idea, Matthew. Since you know the Rocket Cow Killer targets parents of Fairview High School students, we'd better go back there and have a look. Let's go.
Yeah, so Mom's got this cold. Hashtag stuffy nose, hashtag no sleep. I got it. Hashtag mouth breathing.
Yeah, we got a mouth breather.
Well, just put on a breathe right strip and pow! It instantly opens your nose up to 38% more than cold medicine. So you can breathe and sleep. Pretty simple. If you've been struggling with belly pain and constipation and you're overwhelmed by everything you've tried, all those laxatives, daily probiotics, endless fiber, it could be good for you. Tell your doctor what you tried and how it's been at it. Linzess works differently from laxatives. Linzess treats
There we go.
IBS with constipation or chronic constipation. It can relieve your belly pain. And and lets you have more frequent if you develop unusual.
Sorry guys, camera ran out.
Especially with bloody or black
Sorry guys,
stools.
this program
The most
ran out of
common
film
side
time,
effect is diarrhea.
because I can only record up to 10 minutes until I buy the full version.
And call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area, pain, and
No, I gotta get this over
Ask
with.
your doctor if 90 days of consent.
Jackpot, Matthew! You found our victim's wallet. Those are his initials on the leather. Let's have a look inside. And if our serial killer made contact with Edward in front of the school, this CCTV camera could hand them to us on a platter. We better get to cracking the password on that thing.
He's a wolf. Inside every dog is a spiritual connection to his anti-zomanthric meat. So we created Blue Wilderness. It's made with more of the meat your dog loves. Feed the wolf that lives inside your dog with Blue Wilderness. And be sure to try Rocky Mountain recipe with exotic meats like rabbit and bison.
I'm gonna go with the walk first. Edward, we need to talk. Meet me at 3:30 at school. There was a business card in Mr. Ramos's wallet. The card reads, Edward, we need to talk. Meet me at 3:30. Seems our victim had an appointment, but with whom? You think you could identify our mystery person with their handwriting? Have at it, Matthew. I'm ready to be dazzled.
Well, just keep in mind, this is my home.
Dr. 9, Miss Wilcox. So Principal Wilcox gave this message to our victim. I wonder why she would have wanted to see Edward. I guess we'd better ask Miss Wilcox about this. Miss Wilcox, we found Edward Ramos murdered earlier this evening, and Edward Ramos was murdered? Oh, poor Julian. His troubles never seem to end. It's even worse than you think. His dad was killed by the Rocket Cow killer. Dear Lord, another victim? I warned every parent to be on their guard, but the tragedy is endless. Miss Wilcox, we know you asked the victim to come see you. What was it about? Oh, it was about Julian, as always. I wanted to make sure Mr. Ramos would be informed of Julian's recent mishap, but he never showed up to our appointment. I'm sorry, Senior Trooper Matthew. I must make sure everyone's safe. The threat is bigger than ever. But please do not hesitate to ask me for help. RG8, B95, 2XO. Oh, just got the 9 in time. Excellent, Matthew. I'm sure Kathy will make short work of looking through that surveillance camera's footage.
Or me falling accidentally out of a 10-story window. The last thing you do is go to the police. We are not playing any. Call it. And who is supposed to get the money? Sure, it's company. completely right about the last one. Then what's to keep this from happening again? What do you want me to do? Just hand over all this stuff. Come on. I would also throw myself into what that poison was.
3, 4, 3, 4. 4, 3, 4, 7.
So for the Fletchers here?
7, 4, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Got me an 8.
Very exciting.
Gloria, you're free. Excellent work cracking the lock, Matthew. Yes, thank you, Matthew. Now, let's take this one step at a time. Gloria, take a moment to collect yourself, clean up, and we'll talk back at the station when you're ready. Station when you're ready.
Mystery Night with J.D. Fletcher, who will show us that cooking does not have to be murder.
And let's ask Gloria.
Farewell.
How do you feel, Gloria?
And we are out.
Well, my head's still killing me, but thanks to Matthew's help unlocking those chains, I'm better. I never even saw who attacked me. 1 second I was at the drive-in and I was sure someone was following me. And the next I woke up in the forest, tied up. There was this dead body next to me, but no sign of the serial killer. Well, at least you're still alive, Gloria, and that's what matters most. You should head home to reassure your son and get some rest. Oh God, Carter must be sick with worry. Matthew, I'll go, but if there's any field work to be done, do let me know. I want to help catch this killer.
Sorry, Chef, you're right. I should have gone.
I'll see you guys when these two are done. See y'all next. Yeah.
Your bathroom trips. But little Miss Puffy
Alright, folks, we have returned. Let's get the results of this the unlocked camera first.
Such large eyes.
Kathy, any luck with the footage from the high school surveillance camera? You could say that. I think I've got a new suspect for you. We both know that the Rocket Cow killer targets parents who have a conflictual relationship with their kids. Well, the camera caught one such moment on tape. A woman and her teenage daughter arguing on the school steps. And it also shows someone violently getting between them, yelling at the mother to stop. That could be our killer. Did you get a match on their face? Yep, it's a school bus driver, a certain Stuart Benedict. Matthew, we don't have a second to lose. We need to talk to that bus driver.
If you experience swelling or difficulty breathing, stop taking Myrbetriq and tell your doctor right away. Myrbetriq may increase blood pressure. Tell your doctor right away if you have trouble emptying your bladder or have a weak urine stream. Myrbetriq may affect or be affected by other medications. Before taking Myrbetriq, tell your doctor if you have liver or kidney problems. Common side effects include increased blood pressure, common cold symptoms, urinary tract infection, constipation, diarrhea, dizziness, and headache.
Okay, time to do this.
Miss are you ready?
Mr. Benedict, Senior Trooper Matthew and I are with Grimsboro PD. We have some questions for you. My shift's ended, but sure, fire away. But we found security camera footage of you fighting with a parent. Does that sort of thing happen a lot? Oh, you wouldn't believe the stuff I see parents do. It's a jungle out there. And my primary responsibility is to protect the kids. Dealing with some of these parents is like fending off a bobcat. You have to be the bigger, scarier animal.
Second Sunday in May. Johnson gone to pick up my mother and I was getting the house stripped, which mostly meant trying to get my sourdough into a shirt with sleeves.
It's interesting you should say that, considering there's a serial killer targeting parents right now.
Mama will be here any minute, and you look like a punk.
Serial killer? Yeah, I heard about that. Dangerous animal. Gotta think like him to catch him.
Did you give me a present for Mother's Day?
Why? You're not my mother.
I'm the mother of your children.
1,000 nights are begging. 3 times you said yes. Don't you want a present?
Just never convince her to move in with us. Get moving. Move! Move!
Oh, boy.
Come on, Mama.
Where's Salvador? He's
There we
hiding
go.
from me, isn't he? He always hides from me. The little monkey hates me.
Don't be silly. Pop is crazy about you.
Don't lie to your grandmother was a sin.
No, he's not crazy about you, but he's very, very fond of you.
He hates me. The man repairs
Oh, wait, hold on.
complicated machinery for a living 3 times this month.
Let me
He
repeat
thinks that's
that.
a handbrake on my wheelchair.
Grandma, that was just a correction.
Please, all 3 times was at the top of the stairs to the Flatbush subway station.
Mom, if Salvador hates you, why does he want you to come here and live with us?
It's interesting you should say that. Oh, no.
Salvador and I would like you to move in with us.
Forget it. I am not moving in.
Why not?
Leave the couching to us, Mr. Benedict, and don't stray far from here.
1881.
Okay, there. That's what we were missing.
Young peasant girl.
Oh, now another story.
Sophia, come close.
Bonsoir, Matthew. Another victim added to the Rocket Cow Killer's kill list. You'd already guessed it, of course, but I can confirm your victim was killed with the same lethal mix as all the other ones.
If I ever do
Yeah,
this to you,
we
I want
assumed
you to
as
take me
much.
out to a field and
Please
shoot
tell me you
me.
found something more, though. Well, there were strange stains on your victim's clothes, stains that clearly did not come from the woods, so I had a closer look, and turns out your victim's clothes are stained with ground beef and cracker crumbs, which makes a delicious dish known as meatloaf. And the victim was no sloppy eater either. There was nothing in his stomach apart from Rocket Cow. He's not the one who ate this. Which means our killer ate meatloaf. Another step closer to our serial killer, Matthew. When we find them, they'll be dead meat.
Okay, just a second. He wants to talk.
No, Michael.
Matthew, thank God we got to Gloria before further harm came to her. To think the Rocket Cow killer kidnapped her. Edward Ramis didn't make it, however. The poor man was killed with the same lethal mix as all the other victims. What this means, too, is that we're not only looking for Mr. Ramis' killer, we're looking for a serial killer. And right now, I can't fathom who among our suspects could have wanted those 12 people dead. Surely Julian wouldn't have killed his own dad, let alone 11 strangers. And Principal Wilcox would have known all the victims, but that doesn't mean she had any reason to wish them harm. Honestly, the only potential suspect I see right now is that creepy bus driver. Where do you... Matthew, what's going on?
Duncan. The guardian graces will.
We'll find out in Chapter 3. Or Chapter 2. Don't go anywhere. Alright, I've collected all the stars to start Chapter 2 of Hear My Cry. Matthew, what's going on? Is that the fire alarm? It's the emergency exit alarm. Someone just set it off and ran away. Why would someone go at the emergency exit? Did you see who it was? No, I just saw a shape running down the corridor. Whoever it was, they didn't want to be seen. Someone snuck into the station? That doesn't sound good. Matthew, we better have a look around. And please, someone turn this alarm off.
And sports with Brandy Heater.
A 17-year-old boy is in serious condition after he was apparently stabbed near Miami at the beach. It happened about 2:30 this afternoon. Honolulu Emergency Medical Service officials say they treated the teenager and transported him to a hospital. No word of any arrest were made. Last week in
Oh, I think I see a clue.
And with the possibility of
For a newspaper.
It's a nasty 1-2 heavy rain followed by storms. The one whose windward side got it bad last
It started up a couple of good-sized pumps. and this doesn't keep up with it.
12 already in this one. Holy moly, Matthew! Did the Rocket Cow Killer leave a package on your desk? It gives me the heebie-jeebies knowing there was a serial killer here with us a minute ago and we didn't even know it. Let me check the package. No ticking. Doesn't seem to be a bomb. Alright, let's open it, Matthew. It's a voice recorder. Who still uses these nowadays? Let's hope we can crack that password. And maybe this torn paper was also left behind by our serial killer. We better have a look at it. We're not going to let this jerk taunt us, Matthew. Taunt us? Matthew, we're going to get them.
The city is also draining all marine wastewater collected in the pre-treatment facilities to make room for any rainfall that might occur. There are also ways homeowners can do their part by not intentionally draining their stormwater into sewer systems.
I've had quite a day myself. 5, 5, 4, 5, 4.
Into the ocean. Advisories are also issued on
4, 5, 5, 4, 9. 9, 4, 5, 4, 2.
Yesterday, that man and another man flashed their car as they fled. They ran.
Okay, Matthew, you got the Rocket Cow Killer's gift unlocked. Let's see what they recorded for us. Senior Trooper Matthew, stop looking for me or you'll end up like Edward Ramis. Ha! If that serial killer thinks they can intimidate us, they've got another thing coming, right, Matthew? You know, I bet Kathy can find something useful on this recorder. Let's get it to her pronto.
Faculty member charged with multiple counts of sexual assault appeared in court for the first time today. James Maeda is accused of sexually assaulting a minor between the ages of 14 and 16 over an 8-month period. Maeda faced $450,000 bail. He's set to return to court for his preliminary hearing next month. In a letter to parents, the school says Maeda has been placed on administrative leave. Sentencing delayed today after the promoting a bogus concert at the University of Hawaii in 2012. Mark Hubbard previously pleaded guilty.
There we go, Chicago News. It's an edition of the Chicago News from a few years ago. Chicago? Isn't that where Gloria's from? I wonder how this got here. How about we retrieve the rest of the front page, Matthew?
The White House called for teachers to be armed. ABC's Maggie Rubin has reaction to teachers. Teachers have found themselves on the front lines in America's battle with guns. If I can carry a gun in school and protect anyone in my classroom, then I will.
This is not, some prison. This is high school.
The president demanded
Instead of advertising, this school has no names. We are one free. You let the people know the opposite. You come into our schools, you're going to be dead. And it's going to be fast.
He suggested about 20% of teachers that have training and guns.
They have to go into training. I would say every 6 months or every year. They have to have a thoroughly, rigorous course in what they're doing.
Never mind this. Something is up.
No details emerge about last week's school shooting. When the gun fire began, there was one person on campus with a gun. Police was Deputy Scott Peterson. The sheriff said Peterson arrived as the shooter was afraid and set aside the rest of the
Oh, finally.
A deputy arrived at the west side.
Matthew, the woman in this photo, that's Gloria. Look at the headline. Suspect killed by policewoman. Wait, did Gloria kill someone? How come we didn't know about this? I agree, we need to call Gloria back to the station.
The idea of arming staff, saying what their students need are more books and counselors, not more guns. In New York, Maggie Rubin, Heather News.
Gloria, we found this newspaper article about your time in the Chicago PD. You killed a suspect and you didn't think to tell us? Oh, great. I should have known it'd come out sooner or later. That's all you had to say? Does the chief even know about this? No, she doesn't. Look, you have to understand, I was only protecting my partner. We were called to a robbery in progress one night. These things are usually easy enough, but this time the robber had a gun. Things got out of hand. My partner got his ear shot off, so I did the only thing I could do. I shot the suspect. The death was ruled as self-defense, and it got expunged off my police records a few years later, which is why the chief didn't see it when I sent in my application. But trust in a new team, I have to say. I just didn't want you guys to start off with the wrong impression of me, but I just mucked it all up. This is a bad time for this to come to light, Gloria. I'm afraid we can't use your help in the current investigation. I understand. I've got Carter at home anyway. I'm making a meatloaf, and I promised I'd help him with his chemistry project. I'm sorry I kept the secret from you, Matthew. That won't happen again.
She also met with participants who learned about some online advertising tools to grow their business, and she let the crowd know that you follow.
I'll see you guys when the recorder is finished. Okay, folks, we have returned. Let's get the results of the recorder. Kathy, please tell us the killer. This help the killer's identity?
Grant. Yes. Oh my God.
Not quite, I'm sorry to say. The serial killer's voice was heavily filtered, so their identity remains a mystery. This being said, the killer still gave something away with this recording. It's amazing how much information is hidden in background noise. In this recording, the environment sounded closed, like a small room or a car, and there was a strange melody in the background. After some more equalizer adjustments and filtering, I managed to isolate it. It was from an album by ambient musician Byron Uno. It's hard to believe given how calming Byron Uno's music can be, but your serial killer definitely listens to Byron Uno. Well, Matthew, sounds like our murderer is using ambient music to achieve inner tranquility. Matthew, we won't let the Rocket Cow killer scare us off with creepy messages. And we can't just sit around the police station waiting for them to bring us more clues. We have to catch them before they kill again. I agree. Let's do another sweep at the school.
This will. Veal. The V is for vegetables. Drink some.
Hey, what's a double deep butter?
Sometimes the right choice is easy. Wonderful Halos. Sweet, seedless, and easy feel.
Who knew these names were back?
Everyone.
Good choice, kid.
We'll be back with Final Jeopardy right after this.
Oh, goodness.
And here
There we go.
Wired magazine described this four-letter word as an idea leaping from mind to mind as viruses leap from body to body. 30 seconds, please. Good luck.
Welcome to Professional Image. Locally owned with 7 locations, we've been making Hawaii the vision print for 40 years. Professional Image can be printed and put special finishing touches on it. Maybe you need copies of your tax return for some fun party and or a birthday. We can copy
Muddy boot.
from your resume to your house plans. We also print business cards.
There we go. Oh, and I still got the first star anyway.
Did you know Honda makes portable generators? Well, they do, and they're perfect for camping, working anywhere you need. For all kinds of RV comforts like air conditioning.
Matthew, I'd usually tease you about picking up trash, but considering who we're dealing with, an empty Rocket Cow can is definitely worth our time. Bingo! The can has a message written on it. Edward, this will be the death of you. I don't know if this came from the killer, but either way, it's a threat to the victim. Maybe that substance on the top can tell us more. And what about this muddy boot? It looks like someone might have trekked through the woods with this one. Every clue tells a story, Matthew. Let's see what story this clue has to tell.
Across the country dealing with rumors and threats against school safety.
Our school facilities as educational facilities.
Although last week's shooting has some on edge, the Department of Education says Portland schools are safe.
The Department of Education says they've opened up counseling to any students and families who might need it. And police urge anyone who sees any type of suspicious activity on campus to always dial 911. According to the News, Island News.
Threat was written in a bathroom in the form of graffiti. As a safe
Saliva. Perfect, Matthew. Now let's get the sample you took from the rocket cow can to Rupert for testing. We need to know who threatened the victim.
Just after 6 last night, 2 women were later seen being escorted out of the building. Police records showed 2 women in their 30s and 40s were taken into custody on suspicion of promoting gambling. Neighboring businesses suspect gambling has been going on there for about 5 months.
There was just like a huge guy sitting out in front late at night after 12, and everybody was coming by. Some people knew it was a game room. They'd be like, I think that's a game room. I'm like, no. And then I look and I go, oh yeah, okay, that's a game room.
With Papahula Avenue widely used by traffic, people who work in the area say they were surprised to see the alleged gambling floor stay open there for so long.
heavy rain triggered a mudslide on Milwaukee. Look at that picture downtown Milwaukee.
Relatively dry so far. There are a couple scattered showers in the north shore. So Sunset Beach down through Hollywood town, some scattered white rain, but a lot of sunshine. Actually, looks to 75 in town. Flying in the radar not picking up much activity. Boston Watch in effect forward the big out and at least until 16 on Saturday. Coming up, watching out the winds are going to return. The weekend forecast a little bit later morning.
All right, thanks, Pete. Honolulu police want you to take a good look at this surveillance video. Police say suspects were calling camera looking over a store on Kamehameha Highway.
Got it.
30 minutes later, the suspect's Jeep returned and spray painted the store.
All right, Matthew, let's put the dirt from that boot under a microscope and see who's been traipsing around the school grounds.
We recognize and then we ask to call Honolulu Crime Stoppers at 955.
Also enjoying a little macaroni while I'm at it.
Stabbing their husband in Honolulu has been indicted for second-degree murder. Emily returned home. Arrested on the scene Sunday night. Police say she told officers she stabbed her husband after they had been drinking and fighting. There's a meeting scheduled for the 24th on the first. Husband Juan died and stabbed into the hospital that same night. The sergeant
Well, taxpayers may have to come up with an additional $2.8 million to help pay for President's rail line.
There we go.
The Honolulu Authority for Rapid Transportation's fine was found to have overspent millions on rebuilding businesses and businesses. The review found more than a dozen fires showed
Diesel fuel.
documentation and mathematical errors.
Matthew, I didn't expect to find diesel fuel mixed in with the dirt you took from the boot. Specifically, it appears to be biodiesel fuel, one used by Fairview school buses. They did a whole campaign about going green. Does that boot belong to the school bus driver? What would he be doing prowling the woods? I agree. We need to talk to him again.
Trying to be ahead of the problems. And in this case, they were not ahead of the problem. The good news is they caught it before it continued because there's still a lot more acquisitions to complete, particularly in the city center. We want to make sure, absolutely certain, that those acquisitions are done properly so we don't have to revisit this a second time and to be vigilant about other projects that may come up.
Mr. Benedict, do you often take walks in the forest? Well, yeah, I should be just sitting in the bus, spacing out to Byron Uno music until school's out. And ever since that serial killer first struck, my forest trips have become even more vital. Vital? How? Someone needs to watch over these kids every day and every night. Like a hawk, I circle the school, On the lookout for dangerous trespassers.
The source of the infection.
That doesn't sound reassuring at all. We'll be keeping an eye on you, Mr. Benedict, and stay away from the children.
The Department of Health says you should inspect, wash, sealed containers. Wash all fruits and vegetables and control snail, slug, and rat.
I'll see you guys in the saliva. Alright folks, we have returned. Let's get the results of the saliva right now. Matthew, the sample you got from that can of Rocket Cow raises a fair amount of suspicion. I would think so. Not only was it Rocket Cow, but someone wrote a threat to the victim on the can. Indeed, the majority of the sample was your victim's saliva. But more surprisingly, I also found some skin cells in the sample, and they matched a previous suspect of yours, Dr. Gibbs. Dr. Gibbs? We saw him just earlier today. He helped us with Julian. Why would Dr. Gibbs threaten a victim? I agree, Matthew. We need to have a word with him.
He never hears.
Okay. Finn and Arch, take care of friendly. There's more charges before he lawyers up. Spencer, Morales, check and see if Jocelyn's had time to process.
And done what? Reading the book?
And you're gonna follow up on the rumors about Kane and his interns. If you did do what she says, she's done it before.
That's right. Yeah.
Bring Rollins up to speed.
Up to speed? She's been here a year. She has a degree in forensic science.
Yeah, but you're not sure much.
Let's talk to Dr. Gibbs.
Yeah.
Share with her. Okay.
Senior Trooper Matthew, I was about to close my office for the day. What can I do for you?
I know you think it's a joke.
You can explain why you threatened Mr. Ramis with a can of Rocket Cow hours before he was killed by the serial killer. Mr. Ramis was killed? Wait, you're implying I might be the Rocket Cow killer? This is ridiculous. My calling in life is to save people, not murder them. How do you explain your threat to him? That didn't sound too friendly. I was warning Mr. Ramis about drinking too much of that junk. He had a heart condition that was only getting worse. I understand food obsessions. I myself love meatloaf, but everything in moderation. I was just trying to make him understand he needs to stop. I'm not sure we buy that, Doc. We'll be in touch.
Well, since I'm going there,
You know her vote.
pick up the chili, otherwise
Yeah,
I'm gonna get
yes.
the food.
She wanted me to throw her
Give you
down.
some chance to get it.
Take control.
Matthew, every minute we spend trying to find the Rocket Cow killer gives them time to kill again. We've got strong suspects, but who among them might have gone on this killing spree? Should we buy the doctor's story about trying to keep the victim away from Rocket Cow? What about Mr. Benedict, the bus driver, lurking in the forest? He gives me the willies, not gonna lie.
I hate this case already.
How he ever got a job working around children is beyond me, but we can't arrest people just for being creepy. And as much as I don't like saying this, we need to face the fact that Gloria still has yet to gain our trust, and keeping secrets doesn't help. Senior Trooper Matthew, you've got to listen to me. Julian, what's going on? Principal Wilcox, she's been lying to you all along.
They gave me Tylenol and codeine. I'm a happy camper.
Oh, okay.
From your reaction, it sounds like you may be in shock. I'm in the middle of a 10-city book tour. Anthracite Magazine is throwing me a party tonight. The last thing I need to do is deal with this. Now, okay, listen, honey.
And I'll see you guys for Chapter 3. Hi folks, it's Matthew again. We are back. Let's start Chapter 3. Hear me cry. Hear my cry.
Trust me, the South Beach diet works. Call the click right now.
Principal Wilcox, she's been lying to you all along. I know she told you she didn't see my dad today, but she did. She even came to our house. Julian, what are you doing here, and why are you shouting at Senior Trooper Matthew? You stay away from me. Senior Trooper Matthew, she was sleeping with my dad. Miss Wilcox, is it true? You had an affair with Mr. Ramis? She's not going to tell you. She's a liar. Julian, please. Yes, Senior Trooper Matthew, it's true. But I like the chance to explain myself without having a shouting match in front of the school. I'll go wait for you in my office. We can talk there. Yeah, right, so you can lie to them some more. Julian, enough. Thank you for coming to us with this. Senior Trooper Matthew will take it from here. Now, Matthew, let's go talk to Miss Wilcox.
So you'll pick up right where you left off, even if you switch your phone to your Echo at home. Get more books in your life. Start a 30-day trial and your first audiobook is free. Cancel any time and your books are yours to keep forever. Listening is the new reading. Text Listen 13 to 500 to start listening today.
What does she have to say? Ah, Senior Trooper Matthew, let me just turn this music off so we can talk. This is relaxing. What is it? Byron Uno. Calming music and comfort food are my essentials when I have to work late. Tonight's comfort food is meatloaf. Would you like some? No thank you. We'd rather talk about Julian's claim that you were sleeping with his father. You do realize keeping such information from us is akin to a crime, right? I know, and I apologize. I was just afraid of people learning that I, the school principal, had been in a relationship with the student's father. This is highly unethical. Anyway, Edward and I had broken up months ago. Julian just wanted to get me into trouble. He never forgave his dad for dating me. Julian's always been a troubled child. That's why I planned to talk to Edward today. I knew about his son's latest antics, and I wanted to offer my help. When he didn't show up, I went to his house, but Edward wasn't there either, and Julian was totally endothermic. Endo what now? Sorry, endothermic is a chemistry term to describe a chemical reaction that absorbs heat and takes it away. He was just so cold to me. Miss Wilcox, I may not know chemistry, but I do know keeping something secret tends to raise suspicion from the police. I hope for your sake this is all you've been lying about. Matthew, I really hate it when suspects lie to us. What a waste of time. Agreed. We should have another look around the station to make sure we haven't missed anything important.
He must have known that there was security camera.
He also probably knows it's Act 9 of the book, Elevator Sex. I've read the masterpiece.
It doesn't look like she's enjoying it. Doesn't look like she's resisting either.
That's called tonic immobility. Then she was traumatized from the night before. He goes after her again. Everybody knows fight or flight, but there is a third response, and that's you freeze.
Good luck trying to sell that to a jury. Oh, Rollins knows her stuff. Won't hurt the rest of you to keep up with the literature. So, Jocelyn ready to press charges?
We're gonna go to the DA.
Well, which one? They've all lawyered up since Julian Wilson came name.
Forget something. Raphael Barba.
He's the guy that put away the two Johns. It was a tough case. I thought he was in Brooklyn.
He was. Just requested a letter. He's got a big brass
Trash can.
ego.
Pizza. Butterfly. Oh, that's food.
Aggravated assault. The client, the jury takes one look at Simeon Carriage, the Neanderthal John. He's getting convicted of kidnapping a number of babies, and nobody takes the Captain.
And I got the first star.
Detective Svensson and Rollins, Raphael Barba. I will hide until when you know your way around.
This girl, she appears credible.
She's concerned about perception, but she has raped twice.
We've got to get back out in the field, Matthew. Did you find anything that could point to our serial killer? This CD wasn't here earlier. It looks like it has something written on it. Let's recover the writing. And you're right. After so long doing this job, it's a wonder I don't see a pot of gold when I look at a trash can. Let's see what we can find in here.
Sometimes. Let me talk to the victim.
She's had a rough couple of
You go
days.
forward, it's not going to get any easier. Did you and Adam Kane have any contact before the show?
No, that was the first time we met.
And after the show, he asked you out?
Yes, I've gone over all of this. I'm sorry, Jocelyn, but this was all part of
I don't know anything about it. Not just you and Kane, but your whole personal history, everything. Because the one thing you can start thinking about is the one thing that comes to is to go through this. Awesome, good. Start with the game.
Rocket Cow.
Okay, so now,
I don't have time, but you are writing a dating advice. Of course, I can't do that.
you ever repeat anyone else there?
No.
Rocket Cow killer evidence. Matthew, this CD is labeled Rocket Cow killer evidence. This is about our investigation. Why haven't we seen this before? And who left it here? Let's get the CD to Kathy to get some answers.
He preys on young girls near the city.
Any of them press charges?
Jocelyn did it first.
Okay. There's no rush. Powerful guy we go up against him to liquidate.
Maybe we do, he doesn't. He decided he was going to leak his
19 hours, or 8 hours, or 9 hours.
You hear these stories, powerful men being accused of doing something stupid. Well, now I heard those guys. The media, he said, she said, circus is coming to town, and
A button?
I'm about to be accused of rape.
You're a regular eagle eye, Matthew.
I'm charged.
I never would have spotted the small button among all those day-old donuts. The button's got a skull on it. Where have I seen that before? You're right. Julian has the same button. This must have come from his shirt. We had Julian in for interrogation earlier today, but we didn't bring him back here into the office. How did his button get here? Let's go ask Julian about it.
In the meantime, we can just use the show as a bullet culprit.
Can't just force my hand. We have to start with that.
Julian, we have proof you came to the station earlier, and since our serial killer has also snuck into the station tonight, you better give us a good explanation. The Rocket Cow killer came here, and you didn't arrest them? We didn't see them, just like we didn't see you. Why did you snoop around? I just read your files to find out what you knew about my dad's murder. Can't just sit and wait when his killer's walking around. You did what? Do you even understand you're a suspect in this investigation? Yeah, I know I'm a suspect. You made it clear enough. As if I'd kill my own dad. I loved my dad, Senior Trooper Matthew. We used to do everything together. He taught me how to cook meatloaf, the only thing he knew how to make. And when he got heart problems, we started doing chemistry projects together to measure the fat content of all our food. We had tickets to go see Byron Uno next week. I don't want to go without him. Look, Julian, I get that you're sad, but snoop in our files again and we'll have to arrest you. And I'll see you guys. Maybe I might speed this up later. We'll see what happens. For now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright, folks, we have returned. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up even though it's just for one. Alright, Kathy, tell us everything. Did that CD really hold evidence about our serial killer? And who left it on Matthew's desk? Well, the CD wasn't police issued, that's a certainty. But it did hold reports about the killer's victims. Specifically, the reports focused on the victims' unjust treatment of their children, from fighting to malnourishment. Wait, that sounds more like files the Rocket Cow killer would use to decide who to kill next. Was there anything else? Yes, because all the notes were centered on the children's health. I did a little digging, and all the victims of the serial killer were patients of Dr. Gibbs. What the? Matthew, we need to have another chat with the doc right now. Dr. Gibbs, we were given a CD full of evidence that points to you as the Rocket Cow killer. Give me one reason we shouldn't arrest you right here. Wait, you got this all wrong. I'm the one who left that CD for you. You were out at the time, so I asked that it be left on your desk. Let me explain. When you came to me about Mr. Ramos's murder, I realized that all the serial killer's victims were patients of mine. Not only that, but they were all patients who had mistreated their kids in one way or another. Take nourishment, for example. Lots of parents are idiots about nourishment, and they fill their kids with junk food. So the kids wind up with their body chemistry all out of whack, and they're more prone to mood and energy swings. Then the parents come to me asking why. It's no wonder the Rock Cacao Killer sees fit to poison these parents. It's just a taste of their own medicine. Doc, if we find out you're the one who killed these parents, you're gonna be choking down prison food. Well, he's not the one. Matthew, I don't know what to think anymore. We've got Julian snooping through our files, Principal Wilcox lying to our face, and the doc was so mad at the killer's victims that I'm wondering if we shouldn't just arrest him right now. Not to mention, I just remembered seeing a Byron Uno playlist on Gloria's computer the other day. You're right, Matthew. I can't let this get to me. One of our suspects is the Rock Cacao Killer, and they'll strike again if we don't arrest him soon. Let's do another sweep at the killer's hideout.
Open the road to two-way traffic. Also on Paville Highway today, a sewage spill bringing 400 gallons of waste onto the highway in Waipoli. Wastewater management officials say a faulty valve caused the wastewater overflow at 9:45 this morning. Cleanup caused several delays throughout the day.
The probable cause of a helicopter crash 2 years ago at Pearl Harbor just released this week. The National Transportation Safety Board determined proper maintenance. The report goes on to say
Oh, thank God.
Properly greased, causing low RPM of the rotor. The crash happened in February of 2016 after a tour pilot noticed a vibration throughout the cabin. 4 passengers were on board. Along with the pilot, 3 of them made it out after the crash. The 4th remained trapped inside the helicopter and died.
There's a growing debate between farmers and the over just
glass tumbler.
Some farmers feel that their decision is important. Our news reporter Alicia Scarborough explains it all comes down to a death.
Liesl Santimer was emotional the day the Department of Health came to her small farm in Waiea with some bad news.
Yikes! It's never a good sign when you find photos in a serial killer's hideout. Let's restore this photo board to get a better look at it. And this glass tumbler seems to have some residue at the bottom. Yep, that smells like Rock Cacao. Let's collect a sample. This could be the killer's poison chalice. We've got to hurry, Matthew. The Rock Cacao Killer is still at large, and we're running out of time.
Especially due to recent rat lungworm scares. Santimer says she believes the bug is actually larvae, not a slug associated with the disease.
So, the larvae is a first bug and ages. And so it's a good bug to have in your farm. It's a pretty much area. But the nature takes care of the ages with what they put out. So that does not happen to be dangerous. It's like a chain of events that now has the Department of possibly enforcing a
Gritty liquid. Matthew, let's get the sample you collected from the killer's poison glass to the lab ASAP.
It basically states that when you grow vegetables that are normally eaten raw, you cannot sell them or market them if they're subjected to contamination from animal waste or irrigation waters or actual animal waters.
A farmer who wants to remain anonymous says this law doesn't make sense because all water from streams or other natural sources have fish waste in it, and all soil has some type of animal waste in it, whether it's from worms, birds, or something else. Santimer says the fish water is just like any other fertilizer.
It's extremely safe. I know the water, I know the fish, I know what I'm feeding my fish.
Oshiro says his department is lacking research on aquaponics, but he looks forward to starting a dialogue.
We're open to any type of new technology that arises. So the first people we're going to have to talk to is aquaponics farmers, and what we're going to ask from them.
Oh, how ironic. The name of the case right here. Yeesh. This is creepier than I thought. It's a collage of all the parents murdered by the Rock Cacao Killer. Look, this is Edward Ramis, and that's Emma Tang. And there's a message written, "Hear my cry." Hear whose cry? You monster?
respects to the victims of
Sorry, Matthew, I couldn't help myself. There's gotta be something we can learn from it. Let's get it to Gabriel for analysis.
Safety of everyone in your vehicle and everyone you share the road with. Be alert and drive defensively. Don't use your cell phone. Follow coastal speed limits. Don't pass on a double-centered line. Stop for pedestrians and crosswalks.
I'll see you guys when both of these are finished. Alright folks, you have returned. Let's get the results of the gritty liquid first. Matthew, I can confirm the mixture you found in that glass was rocket cow and amlodipine. This is what killed your victim. That's what I'd like to hear. What else? Well, I also found tiny flakes of enamel in the sample. Enamel? Why would there be enamel in it? I can answer this one, Matthew. Rupert and I were stumped for a while, but then I noticed the colors of the enamel flakes. Red and white, the Fairview High School colors. Matthew, this means your killer is wearing a Fairview High School pin. Fantastic, Matthew. Another piece of evidence to pin down our killer. And let's go ahead and speed up the victim's portraits. It only cost me 3. Matthew, this is a highly unsettling clue you brought me. Gabriel, unsettling is this killer's middle name. Now, did you find anything to help us figure out their first and last name, perchance? Not quite, but lots of serial killers collect trophies from their kills. In this case, the trophies are photos. It seems gluing photos of their victims into a collage is like maintaining a collection of butterflies pinned to a board. That was as far as I got analyzing it myself. I called Rupert in to examine the substance used to write the message. Don't tell me. The message is written in blood, right? Rupert, what kind of sick dude are we dealing with? Actually, your killer is most likely a dudette, as it were, since the message was written with lipstick. Lipstick? Well, Matthew, one thing is clear. This killer could use a serious makeover. Matthew, we finally have all the evidence we need. Killing Edward Ramis was our serial killer's downfall. Let's go catch him now. The Rocket Cow killer's reign of terror is at an end. It's not Julian Ramis. It's the principal, Rosamund Wilcox. Principal Wilcox, you're under arrest for the murder of Julian Ramis' dad, Edward Ramis. I can't believe you're the Rocket Cow killer. How could you do such a thing? Senior Trooper Matthew, you think I'm a serial killer? You're crazy. Killing Edward Ramis was where you finally made a mistake. You left meatloaf on his clothes. Why would I kill a man I'd once dated? And meatloaf is a comfort food. Fairview families are in need of comfort right now. What about the glass you used to poison Mr. Ramis? We found flakes of enamel in it, from your school pin. I'm the principal of a high school. You think I've got time to sneak around poisoning people's drinks? Well, I assume that's why you made your serial killer hideout so close, in the woods behind the school. Fine, but I had to do it, Senior Trooper Matthew. Those parents were evil, and I know a thing or two about evil parents. You have no idea what my parents did to me, the abuse I suffered at their hands. We agreed that no child should ever suffer, but what on earth made you decide these parents had to die? I became a principal to right the wrong my parents had done to me. Nothing was going to happen to these kids under my watch. But I started seeing so many parents yelling at their kids day after day. Those parents, they were malicious. They were manipulative. They were evil. So you killed them. You really thought that was the way to solve the problem? It's the only way. Don't you think I tried talking to Edward about the way he was treating his son? He never listened. And so you decided to kill him. But how did you drag his body to the woods? I didn't have to drag him anywhere. He came of his own will. Thinking I was wanting to rekindle our relationship, I offered a toast. He was already dead when I saw your partner abusing her son. And I knew it was a trap. But I couldn't help myself. I couldn't let her get away with it. I followed her to the drive-in, knocked her out, then I drove her to the woods. I intended to kill her, but I saw her tracking device. I knew I had to get away. Well, Gloria will enjoy sitting with us to watch you stand trial, Miss Wilcox. You're under arrest. Rosamund Wilcox, you stand accused of the murder of Edward Ramis and at least 11 other Fairview parents. You, the principal of the high school, a serial killer. How on earth could you stray so far from your pledge? Are you a parent, Your Honor? I am, as a matter of fact, and the thought of you dooming children to a parentless existence makes me absolutely sick. I am only guilty of freeing these kids from their oppressors. You've deprived these children of their parents. They'll have to grow up with the ghost of that terrible loss. It's devastating to know that your parents mistreated you, but nothing could ever excuse what you've done. Miss Wilcox, this court hereby sentences you to life in prison with mandatory psychological counseling. Life? That's exactly what I want. A new life. Matthew, I'm impressed. You've only been back in Grimsboro for a few weeks, and you've already put a serial killer behind bars. Serial killer and kidnapper. Thank you again for saving me from becoming her next victim, Matthew. I'm sorry I gave you reason to be suspicious of me. I know that didn't help the stressful nature of this case. Gloria, you were abducted in the line of duty. Matthew acted as a consummate professional, rescuing the life at risk and taking into account all possible suspects. I'm proud of all of you. Yeah, what a crazy case. Think of it, Principal Wilcox poisoned parents to help the kids. I've noticed with serial killers that there's almost always a wrong in the world that they're trying to right. It's ironic since their effort to fix things only leaves misery and loss in their wake. Speaking of the wake of the Rocket Cow killer, you're not quite finished with the case. I knew this was coming. We can never get an early night. The rest of the amlodipine is still somewhere in Fairview, and I don't want any loose ends. Well, you can rest easy, Chief. Matthew and I are on the case. Take a look at the other ones. Stuart Benedict, he was clear from the start. Gloria Hayes, no pin on her. Figured it wasn't her anyway. Greg Gibbs, cleared out to clue 3. Julian Ramis, no lipstick. It was Rosamund Wilcox. I'll see you guys for Old Friends in the Beginning 6. Alright folks, let's start Old Friends in the Beginning 6-6. Well, Matthew, at least now the serial killer's been caught. I just wish we'd done it sooner. We might have saved Julian from losing his dad. But then we could keep going back and saying that for every one of her victims, it's never enough, Matthew. You're right. All I can do now is make sure this doesn't happen again. And there are loose ends to wrap up. We've got reason to believe the killer was using amlodipine stolen from a shipment meant for the zoo. If the rest of the drug was still in the hideout, I think we'd have found it by now. But maybe there's still a clue to find there. I'll wait for you in the forest. Is there anything I can help with, Matthew? I left Carter back at his father's. I'm free as a bird. Well, if you have the time, I like your opinion on some strange messages I've been getting. Perfect. Matthew, if you want to start with the hideout, I'll wait for you in Kathy's lab. killer's hideout here. Also enjoying a little macaroni at the moment. Hopefully I'll get an additional 100,000 XP. Pile of leaves. Here we go. Probably not gonna get it, but that's okay. Nope. Matthew, I can't see any box of amlodipine anywhere. Do you really think it might be hidden under this tiny pile of leaves? No, I'm not doubting you. Let's have a look at those leaves straight away. An amlodipine box. Well, I'll be. There was a box of amlodipine under those leaves. Except that's only one box, and it's empty. Where did Wilcox hide the rest of the shipment? I guess you're right, Matthew. I guess you're right. All I can do is get this box to the lab for analysis and hope it gives us a lead. For a 6-hour wait, now let's talk to Kathy. Hey Kathy, so what were you saying about receiving weird messages? Well, I'm on a white hat hacker forum called Code to Joy, and I keep getting notifications from an anonymous user. They addressed me personally saying they know I work for the police. I tried to trace them to no avail, and they started saying they were going to send me proof. Proof of what? That's what I asked them. They wouldn't clarify. They only said there is more to it than you think, but I don't even know what it is. Matthew, they said they sent a package to the station today, so I thought I'd warn you. They'll have it addressed to my old hacker handle, The Artist. Matthew, we should have a look around the station for that package. Of course, you'll notice that my rankings are a little bit low, basically because I haven't had much help with the mountain goat. it comes to getting the last star. Got it. Locked box. There's a box here, Matthew, and the label says, "To the artist," just as Kathy said it would. Careful when you open it, Matthew. We don't know what's inside. Okay. Here we go. Oh no. There we go. I still got the 8. So Kathy's mysterious correspondent sent her a box of mushrooms, and why are they in a safe? What do mushrooms have to do with the mysterious proof the anonymous sender mentioned to Kathy, I wonder? Good idea, Matthew. We better get these mushrooms to the lab. Nine hours, and I'll see you guys when these two are done. Alright folks, we have returned. Let's get the results of the box of mushrooms. So Amir, did you figure out what these mushrooms are about? Are they like hallucinogenic maybe? Haha, no. They're perfectly ordinary Novus muscaria. They grow at the base of large oak trees. The forest in Grimsboro is full of them. There's only one thing. See, these mushrooms happen to be radioactive. Radioactive? Amir, should we be standing so close to them? Don't worry, it's a non-ionizing ultra-low frequency, or ULF, radiation, which must have seeped into the forest grounds when the satellite crashed down. The weird part is that the emission of radiation from these mushrooms occurs at a frequency of about 500 Hertz, and it's constant. Huh. I'm sure if I knew what that meant, I'd think it was strange too. Oh, sorry, that's just me geeking out. Basically, I think the radiation might have been somehow altered during the satellite's trip into space. Jasper will love this. At any rate, it does confirm one thing. The satellite that fell on the forest is emitting radiation. It's no wonder they posted security guards around the forest. The radiation is low, but nobody should be wandering through there until they're done dismantling the satellite. But someone did go there, though. Kathy's mysterious gift giver. We need to figure out who they are. Oh, that was easy enough. There were skin cells all over the box. The DNA matched the recent suspect of yours, Izzy Ramsey. Izzy Ramsey? The conspiracy theorist nut we met when Ian Devine was murdered? Amir, can you let Kathy know about the radioactive mushroom she received? Matthew and I to mentally prepare ourselves to talk to Miss Ramsey.
Don't bother. I really have nothing to say to you. I'm so sorry.
Miss Ramsey, we received your little mystery package. How did you manage to retrieve these mushrooms from the forest? It's been off limits since the satellite fell. That box wasn't meant for you. I sent that to the artist. I thought she'd be smart enough to understand. I guess she's just another sheeple after all. You cops just believe whatever comes from your superiors. I'm sure those mushrooms are full of whatever weird radiation the satellite wreckage is giving off. Kathy was going to test them for me. I would have snagged something more substantial from the woods if they hadn't spotted me before I got to the dome. Wait, a dome? What are you talking about? See? That's exactly my point. Why did they build a dome over the fallen satellite? What's it for? I mean, I would assume the dome protects everyone from the radiation. But you don't know for sure. Conspiracies are everywhere. To see the world as clearly as I see it, you have to walk a mile in my dreads. Well, that was intense. Izzy really does see conspiracies everywhere, doesn't she? I didn't know they built a dome over the satellite, but I'd assume it's for a good reason. I need a break to think about all of this. How about I get us some coffee and cake, Matthew?
I understand.
Matthew, I've got good news. This empty box has turned out to be extremely instructive. Oh, thank God. What did you find? DNA? Fingerprints? Well, first, I discovered something interesting about the missing amlodipine shipment. I'm not much of those newfangled technologies, but young Amir pointed out we could use the box's barcode to figure out when the shipment had gone missing. And as it turns out, the shipment is marked as delivered, even though the zoo never got the delivery. Wait, I'm not sure I get this. You're saying whoever was in charge of the shipment pretended they delivered it to the zoo, and instead kept it for themselves? That's what Amir thinks, which means since Principal Wilcox didn't work in deliveries, she must have had an accomplice. An accomplice? But this is terrible. We need to find them. What if they decide to kill as well? What if... Calm yourself, my friend. There was also DNA on this box. Male DNA. But Principal Wilcox is a woman. I mean, as far as we know. This DNA did not match with Miss Wilcox, I'm afraid. However, that it also doesn't match anyone in the police database. Their identity is still a mystery. Drats, Matthew. Drats. Matthew, we need to let the chief know about this. Let's go talk to her.
You probably missed the plane. Did you happen to anything?
I missed a plane once. And a train? Rose, you miss a lot of things. You got on the plane, all right? I checked with the airline.
Or you probably just missed each other.
Chief Parker, Matthew and I found evidence that implies the rocket cow killer had an accomplice. An accomplice? So there's still a guilty party somewhere out there. Matthew, you've got to find that accomplice ASAP. That's where we're stumped, Chief. We know the accomplice helped steal the shipment, but we don't know where to look. Start back at the school. After all, that's where Wilcox spent her days, and that's where she found her victims. Good idea, Chief. Matthew, there's not a second to lose. Let's head back to the school. And I'm famished. Let's grab an energy boost from the kitchen on our way out of here.
I would like to try. I'm usually at Walmart.
Join some spaghetti while I'm at it. I'm finishing this up.
I'll give you a good talking to. I'm just so glad you're all right. I'm willing to overlook this little incident. Now, come on, I want you to meet my friend.
Hello, David. I'm Dorothy. This is Rose.
Hello, David.
What's happening? This is Sophia.
Oh, we're just been so anxious to meet you.
Yeah, I'll believe that if you believe the Bahamas story. Oh yeah? This is on the Nina, the Pinto, and the Santa Maria.
It was a DC-10. I don't think it had a name.
Yeah, that's very funny, Rose. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a bite to eat. I passed this burger joint around the corner. Looks like there might be some kids here.
Oh, but Doc, wait a minute, you just
Delivery
got
scanner.
here. Oh, I really prefer to stay. I planned a special meal for you, David.
Tomorrow. I love leftovers.
But what time will you be back?
Yeah, I hope so. Depends how late the guys come over. The boys want to party. Later.
I don't believe that. But then what can I expect as long as the Because I really should have given you some money. You should have given me a snack. I into a a kid with a melon bone. It's got a nice weight, good balance in the My father used to punish us by sending us to the dairy barn to milk Alice.
What's so terrible about that?
You had to milk Alice sitting on a stool.
Excuse me.
I thought you always milked a cow sitting on a stool.
Matthew, I think you've hit the jackpot. This is a scanner used by people who make deliveries. If Miss Wilcox's accomplice helped her steal the drugs, this scanner could be theirs. Let's get cracking on this code, Matthew. This could be our big break.
This poor old Toby had gotten a fever and gone dead.
Rose. We're going to save the story. When David comes back, tell him. That could be his punch.
Some Golden Girls in the background, but please disregard it. RS9. BDA. Oh no. There we go. Bingo! The order number on the scanner matches the shipment number from the box of amlodipine. And it seems Rupert was right. Someone did receive the shipment. They even signed for it. Wait a second. Does that signature say Pandit? Like Nathan Pandit? That may be Nathan's name, but that's not his signature. Someone forged it. You're right, Matthew. We need to see who made that delivery. Let's scroll down. The delivery was made by Stuart Benedict? The creepy bus driver is our serial killer's accomplice? I always knew that guy was dangerous. Matthew, let's go bust his chops.
What, Leslie? Get that glove? They're my clothes. My state is so long that I need to.
Let's arrest him.
That's why I use it.
Stuart Benedict, you're under arrest as an accomplice to murder.
Slim Fast Advanced Energy is clinically proven to help you lose.
Sorry guys, I forgot all about this. Principal Wilcox meant well. She just wanted those kids not to be shouted at, and she paid me so much I couldn't refuse. Oh, so you profited from your crime too? Despicable. Mr. Benedict, you're under arrest, and we're confiscating your ill-gained money too. I was gonna buy a new bus with that money. Matthew, you apprehended the serial killer's accomplice and traced back the stolen drugs. I think we'll all sleep more soundly tonight, knowing that that's all taken care of. Great work. Yes, Matthew, I admit I'll be glad to finally see my bed. One thing keeps nagging at me, though. I know that Izzy girl is nuttier than a candy bar, but she really has a point about the forest. Jones was here when the satellite fell last year. Do you think he knows anything more about it, or the dome they supposedly built over it? Before we call it a night, let's go talk to him. Hold on, I'm gonna repeat this. Stuart Benedict, you're under arrest as an accomplice to murder. Accomplice to murder? I'm a school bus driver. But that's not all you are, is it? You're also a delivery person. Don't bother denying it. We found your scanner. And on it, we also found proof you stole the shipment of amlodipine Principal Wilcox used to murder all those people. No, she used to protect all those children. I told you before, it's my duty to the school to make sure that nothing happens to them. Okay, that's all I wanted to get.
I used to get into the bed whenever I had that dream about the band. I hated that.
They ever see you? What's the love?
Now let's talk to David Jones.
You were so cute.
Jones, Izzy Ramsey came to talk to us tonight, and she mentioned there was a dome built in the forest. Did you know about that? Of course they built a dome. They've got to keep the satellite's radiation from spreading somehow. Why do you care so much about that? And why would you listen to Izzy Ramsey? She's nuts. Well, a satellite falling into the forest feels like a big thing to me, but ever since I got here, all everyone has done is try to minimize it. I just think it's weird, that's all.
Good night, Pussy.
Look, Matthew, you've seen it yourself. The forest is under lock and key because of the radiation. There's nothing to be gained from snooping around, trust me.
Sure.
But enough of this. We still haven't celebrated closing the Rocket Cow Killer case. How about I take you both out for some drinks, huh?
This is like the long day's journey.
Well, Matthew, Jones is right. Maybe we should...
Night, Dorothy.
What's happening? Oh my god, it's an earthquake! Matthew, take cover!
Yeah, I'm fine. Just a little bit of heavy. I think I should go home.
Honey, you can't go home. There's nobody there to take care of you.
It's okay. I'd rather be there alone than trapped here with you. Besides, I can take care of myself and do it alone.
What do you mean?
All Mom and Dad ever do is fight. They don't even know I exist.
Have you tried telling them how you feel?
They wouldn't listen.
I'm listening.
Only because they love me on you and you think you have to.
No.
Well, you don't have to. Just leave me alone.
People confuse nice and kind, but they're different. It's nice to remove artificial ingredients. Kind never had to. We choose real ingredients like almonds, peanuts, and a drizzle of dark chocolate. Find your favorite.
Alright.
Kind of try.
Money Mile, that's the next district. Another 6 cases.
Boost High Protein Nutritional Drink has 15 grams of protein to help maintain muscle and 26 essential vitamins and minerals, including calcium and vitamin D. Boost High Protein. Be up for it.
This is released on March 1st. Five new ones. Or 4 new ones, rather. That one is 5 new ones.
I agree. Well, that should change that. Stop looking for the table. Get your line.
3 new ones.
Right. Everyone, customer service nationally by JD Power and our customers. Dish. Tuned in media.
Presenting a breakthrough natural women 3 times the weight. Simply Pure. Made with aloe pure green tea. It's guaranteed to help women lose 3 times the weight. Simply Pure. Made with natural ingredients. And try our new 100% more Simply Pure protein weight loss shake.
It's Ashley Homestore's biggest President's Day sale ever. Come in now and get up to 35% off, or get 72 months no interest for a limited time during our President's Day sale. Shop today at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Where are we taking him?
I have no clue. We're just TV watchers. If this is a real emergency, I'll be taking out. We or the TV.
And I'll see you guys on March 1st.
To go, know, and take control of your health.
Schedule your annual checkup today.
Tired of bugging around big ass.
Where we will begin the first case in the Money Mile District. See y'all then.